Welcome back. I'm RealCopStoriesVideos.com. Thanks for watching, and if you want to ask me questions or make some comments, you can get me on rsbcopstories@gmail.com. And you can make comments, ask me a question, or just yell at me. I don't care. I'll do the best I can. This is Warner Brothers Studios. I'm just doing this in my home. Okay. The next story is another food story. Okay. Again, we have a coffee room, and it's pretty good size. And if you look at my stories, look back on my stories, a lot of stuff happened in that coffee room. Guys overdosing on drugs in there, believe it or not. They smelled PCP for the first time and fainted. Guys blowing up their nose with microwaved eggs. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there, so look those up. They're pretty good. This is a holiday thing, and I experienced this in multiple divisions. Whenever there's a holiday, let's pick Thanksgiving since it's the most pregnant one. Again, back to what I've said before. The day watch people on police divisions have it made. They go there 9 to 5. They hardly carry their guns. Anything that comes in the station is for gifts like from the community. They scoop it up, and the poor guys on night shift and the guys on midnight day shift, they get nothing. Okay, so in this East LA division, Thanksgiving came, and usually, we work. I worked 4 to midnight. Okay, usually around 10 or 11, the local people, God bless them, come in with food for the police and firemen. There was a fire station next door, and they get a group of citizens to get together, and they bring in a turkey for the police station and a bunch of trimmings and bread and stuff and rolls and everything. And so it comes in about noon. Well, we come to work about 3 to get ready to work. Holidays. And so you guys will tell you can smell in the station that there's food. Oh cool. And then they'll say, yeah, the sergeant's good. We go to roll call. Hey, there's food for everybody. The community brought some food for us. That's great. It's tamales and it's that work East LA, and it's turkey. It's great. So we finish roll call. We all go downstairs about 4:30. Into the coffee room. It's on its way to the get our equipment and stuff. And I went down there 2 years in a row. I have seen I've been out to Mojave Desert. I've been RVing out there in Death Valley. I have seen animal carcasses out there that have more meat on them than those turkeys had in that coffee room. Okay? Seriously. That thing was picked clean, okay? No tamales, of course that's the first thing to go, because ironically the station is, in those days it was 85% Caucasian officers and 15% Latinos. And of course you bring any Mexican food into white people and they eat it up like it's crazy. I go to so many retirements of white officers with Mexican food. I always say that somewhere in Mexico they're having a retirement with hamburgers and hot dogs. That was a running joke because they all like Mexican, which is fine. But come on, okay? So we have no food. And so I complained to the watch commander, and he's all mad too. And he goes, those people he's F-bombing them because the food comes in, and all the day watch, I call them drones. If you look up drone in the dictionary, you know what it means. It's without definition, I think it's something to do with, enjoying the fruits of crime or not having to work. There's a definition for it in the dictionary. I won't even look it up. Reaping the rewards of someone who does not work. I can't see, my eyes are open, so I'm sorry. Anyway, so she's trying to help me out here. I appreciate that. But a drone is somebody that just basically does one thing and then just leaves. Impregnates the queen and he dies. So we call them drones because they're not useful for anything except sucking up the food. Okay, so that happened. So we complained. You can't think about it because God bless them. The public brought the food in, so you can't go back and say, "Hey, can you give us a couple more turkeys?" That's rude. Okay, so naturally we're out there in patrol working Thanksgiving night. I'm not going to be dramatic, but we're eating hot dogs on the hood of the car, or burritos on the hood of a car, which is. We get paid for this, so that's fine. Okay, so now, fast forward a couple of years. Then I went undercover for a few years, and then I went to another division. I went to a predominantly black division. Okay, I'm just saying that, not race. It's a fact. Okay, in that division, the officers are about 50-50. About 50 is good 400 officers here, so about half are black, and the other half are Latino and Caucasian. It's a nice mix. I enjoyed it there. Terrific enjoy. I was racially neutral. I didn't have any problem with anybody. So. Christmas comes, okay, and I've got stripes now. I got a star. I'm a senior guy now, and I'm pretty cocky. And we go to roll call, and they're saying, "Oh, there's food downstairs." And now I raise my hand. Yeah, what do you want? Because I'm the top. I'm almost a sergeant now. Is there going to be food for the worker bees? And now all the guys around me, there's like 60 of them. I've got 10 years on. All these puppies got 2, 3, and 4 years on. So I'm the top dog in this room in the eyes of all the officers. I kind of go between the sergeants, some of the not too hard-working sergeants, and myself. So, and they look at me like in shock, and they go, "Of course it will be." I said, "Well, I came from a division where the night watch guys like us have to look at a dead carcass. It's been picked clean by the buzzards. I'm pissed. I'm pissed about this. He goes, no, sir. He was so shocked that I would say something like that. He was almost like a front to it. He was like, what? I said, I'm just asking. There's going to be food for us. Well, of course there is. I said, all right, we'll see. So and they started to look at each other because they've been there a while. Well, I'm a new guy here, and I look for the worst. So we get done with the roll call, and a couple of guys walked out with me. 2 or 3 guys said, man, that's pretty good. I said, yeah, I'm not letting these guys push me around. I said, I'm senior to those 2 guys anyway. Time on the job. I don't F them. I don't give a shit. You know. Anyway, pardon my friend. I almost said that word. So anyway, so we go downstairs, and of course, again, the station's set up. We're coming down the stairs. You make a right turn 5 feet, and there's the coffee room, and then you make a left turn and go to patrol and get your equipment. So I'm with the crowd. We make a right turn. God bless the public. Oh my gosh. These are 4 very nicely dressed. I don't know why they dressed up. It's just Thanksgiving Day. 4 or 5 nicely dressed, kind of a senior-aged black ladies, probably in their 50s, early 60s, okay? And they've got 2 gigantic turkeys. They must be the top of the line, okay, in sense of the oldest turkey they could find. These are monsters, okay? Both on the table with all the trimmings. And I'm like, first reaction was I was in shock. And of course, the second reaction was I had to go apologize to that sergeant because I was all over him. But I stood there and I went, and she looked at me, welcome down, guys, you know. I said, is this for us or is this for Daywatch? And she goes, I'm not being racial, ma'am. I'm not being racial for the video. I'm telling you what her reaction. She goes, honey, now down here, says, we know the night guys work the most. I'm thinking, this gal knows what she's talking about. She goes, this is for you guys. I said, now get in line, I'm gonna feed you myself. I'm going, oh my gosh. You know, so then there's 3 or 4 ladies there. So, you know, there's one line in one turkey, there's one line in another turkey, and they're slicing turkey and putting dressing. I mean, they are just feeding us. It looks like a smorgasbord, for crying out loud. So we're all walking out and sitting down in the, you know, where we book arrestees, guys are sitting in the jail. There's not enough chairs for everybody. This is not a conference room, this is a police station. You'd have a holding tank or, you know, so we're all sitting around eating. So I'm eating, I'm like, whoa, I felt really, then I told you the thought I had was about that sergeant. I go, Sergeant, can I talk for you a second? He goes, hang on, let me get my food. And he gave me a look, and I went, he's being a smart A, okay? And I deserve to be that, okay? So again, I was almost a sergeant, so we walked off by ourselves. And he's looking at me, I go, let me be the first. He goes, what? Let me tell you what happened in the other division. So I had to make sure I preface this by telling him what happened so he knows where I'm coming from. I'm not just some a-hole wants to yell at roll call. I got a reason for this. So I told him the story. And he goes, oh yeah, I can see where you would think that. Yeah, every year I'm there, we couldn't eat because the day shift guys ate everything. He goes, oh, not down here. These ladies have an organization for Christmas and Christmas and Thanksgiving. He says they make sure they know who's not, because somebody must have complained to them years ago that the night watch wasn't getting anything. And they know, these ladies live in the community, they know that the hot calls and the problems are at night watch. Why would you give the food to the day watch guys who basically drive to Sears and May Company and arrest a shoplifter? That's what they do in the day shift, okay? I'm sorry. But us guys are chasing robbers and rapists and car thieves. Come on. So then I told him, and I told him I really have to apologize. Well, you don't have to apologize to me. I just thought it was kind of gutsy to jump back at us. And I said, well, would you want me to tell them why? And he go, no, I'll tell them. Don't worry about it. We just kind of joked about it later anyway, because we thought maybe you had issues that you couldn't, you weren't fed sometime in your childhood, and we thought maybe you had issue with that. I said, no, I just I want to be fed in my adulthood. And so we had a nice. He was actually my supervisor a little bit later. So he's a good guy. We got along really well because we both had about the same amount of time on the job. He had 11 years, I had 10. So we're relatable. We're both veterans, Vietnam and all that. So we got along really well. But I had to explain to him what circumstances was. I know it's not a big deal. You guys talk about getting food, but when you see other people just basically making that turkey into a carcass, and here you got a bunch of guys that want to eat, and you have to go out and sit on cars and eat burritos and hot dogs. It's not fair. It really isn't fair. And I want everything to be fair. You know, most officers just want fairness. They really do in everything, in law and in courts, in discipline, everything. When you talk to people on the street, I don't want to get a lecture here, but you want to be fair. You know, you go to a husband and wife fighting, you want to be fair. You know, I mean, you got to do that. Be honest and fair, and most of the time, the stuff will flow on its own. Anyway, so that was that little story about getting turkeys, and God bless those ladies. Both communities were fine. It's just the ladies in the black area knew that we were going to take care of the night watch, and she was very adamant about that. She's pointing her finger. That was pretty good. I loved her for it. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.